This is Vigilant Liberty Radio News from Independent Journal Review for December 12th. A Pew Research poll indicates more Americans are supporting gun rights than ever before. For the first time in 2 decades, a majority of Americans, 52%, say it is important to protect the rights of gun owners. This marked a significant swing from January of 2013, when only 45% of poll respondents said protecting gun owner rights was important. The poll also indicated people believe gun ownership helped stop people from being victims of violent crime, with 57% answering in the affirmative, up from 48% in 2012. The number of people who say gun ownership puts people's safety at risk stayed roughly the same, rising 1 percentage point to 38%. 60% of Democrats polled say they believe gun ownership puts people's safety at risk. The largest demographic shift in attitudes was seen among Black Americans. 54% of respondents said that gun ownership protects the gun owner, up from 29% in just 2012. Washington State is considering a mileage tax on drivers to make up for falling revenues from the gasoline tax. Lawmakers will be voting on a GPS tracking system to report a driver's mileage to the state, which is raising privacy concerns. Other options include a all-you-can-drive flat fee and having drivers self-report mileage to the state. After repeatedly promising no boots on the ground in Iraq and Syria, the Obama administration seems to be reconsidering the idea. President Obama is seeking authorization to allow the use of force against ISIS in those regions, and Secretary of State John Kerry is reportedly insisting on the removal of any language forbidding the use of ground troops. Kerry is quoted by IJ Review as telling the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, quote, "President Obama has said he has no intention of deploying combat troops against the Islamic State in Syria, and U.S. troops deployed to Iraq this year are not engaged in frontline combat. But that does not mean we should preemptively bind the hands of the Commander-in-Chief or our commanders in the field in responding to scenarios and contingencies that are impossible to foresee." The Obama administration has recently received criticism from both Republicans and Democrats for failing to submit details of a plan for a requested authorization for use of military force, or AUMF. And former Vice President Dick Cheney is weighing in on the recently released CIA detention and interrogation report, also known as the, quote, torture report. Cheney was blunt about his feelings, saying, quote, "The report's full of crap. Excuse me, I said hooey yesterday, and let me use the real word." The report has stirred controversy, with some arguing it endangers American lives and others debating if the techniques produced any information that helps stop attacks. 3 former CIA directors, George Tenet, Porter Gross, and Michael Hayden, think so, claiming it has led to the capture of senior al-Qaeda operatives, disrupted terror plots, and given us valuable information on the al-Qaeda organization. This has been Amy Curtis with your Vigilant Liberty Radio News from Independent Journal Review for December 12th.
VLR.
This show is produced by IJReview.com.
This show is copyright by VLR Media. All opinions of panelists and guests are their own and may not reflect the opinion of VLR Media, the host, or anyone else.
Now let's be clear. Let's be clear. There are no winners here. Now let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. There are no winners here.
2 minds are better than one. Time for the right mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum.
Shocking story, you guys, about deportation and illegal border crossings since the community organizer announced de facto, yes, that was my doorbell in my opulent studio, but it was just the UPS truck, so I see him leaving. He left the package, so not to worry. But anyway, yeah, since the community organizer announced de facto amnesty for millions of illegal aliens, numbers are changing, and I bet you can't guess in which direction they're skyrocketing. Well, we'll have to talk about that. Europe lecturing the U.S. on how to fix our economy. Listen, you know you suck when Europe lectures you about your economy, right? So we got to get to that. And yesterday, and I always did this on my own show too. I promised to talk about stuff, and then, I mean, what's worse than Miller trying to get a bunch of stuff in when he is a big mouth, then hooking up with Housen for a show, who's also a big mouth, and then we always talk about 12 things we're going to get to, and we end up hitting 3 or 4 of them. But anyway, yesterday I said we talk a little bit about this HuffPo article. HuffPo being one of my favorite. I mean, it's not out there with Salon and Slate and the like, but one of my when I say favorite, I'm doing air quotes, by the way. One of my favorite liberal sites, but how we need to back off. Need to give some slack. Lay off Mike Gentle Giant Brown's stepdad for his let's burn this bitch down. Ferguson inciting riots. You'll never guess who HuffPo compares him to. And this is going to be fun. Top of the next hour, CEO, editor-in-chief of Politichicks, Anne Marie Morell joins us. So you're going to have 3 of us coming at you, so, I think you ought to probably fasten your seatbelt by 3 o'clock Eastern Time if you have not already done that. Anyway, welcome to The Right Mics with Mike Miller and Michael Housen. And this is, for those of you who are friends of the show, this is Mike Miller. Listen, Michael Housen will be along shortly, Jessica.
That'll be good.
I got a late call from him. He's hopelessly stuck in a long line at a medical marijuana clinic in San Diego. So you didn't laugh, so well, you're wondering if I was being
if
serious?
If that was legit? a little bit.
Someone of Housen's stature, he has it delivered to his home. But anyway, we will keep you updated, maybe not by the minute, but certainly on Housen's progress in terms of making it to his own, as we said yesterday, twin opulent studio in sunny Southern California. You can check us out, by the way, our blog, The Right Mic, rightmics.us. Read daily summaries of our shows. Check out the podcast. Listen live. Here at the show, you can ring us up at 412-567-6879 if you want to agree, disagree, tell us how awesome we are or how much we suck. It's all good. In fact, I haven't, trying to think back. I mean, Housen and I obviously work for IJ Review. I've run my own blog, personal blog, for a while. And it's been a while since I've, Jessica, been a while since I've had a message or a call where I was just lit up by a liberal. So I'm kind of going through withdrawals there.
That's true. I haven't heard that in a while. That's very true.
I know. I need to hook up with a liberal. I mean, when you do what I do, you write for a living, you talk for a living. I mean, initially, when you first start doing it, like, you love just preaching to the choir because you think, everyone thinks I'm right. But then after a while, you think, damn it, I would love to hook up with a liberal, in the non-biblical sense, of course. Chances are you are. And you have a liberal friend that thinks he or she knows everything. Of course, that's redundant. Yep. You ought to have them ring us up. All right, so Jessica, you and I have not got to hang out
for a while,
as we always did on the Mike Miller show at the beginning. For a while, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Got 6 hours sleep last night, which bested my previous night's effort by 2.5 hours. So, how about you?
I slept like nothing. Probably 2 hours.
Why did I know that was going to be your answer?
Yeah, that's what happened. And there's my phone.
So what?
Sorry.
Is that may be Housen calling in?
No, it wasn't. That was somebody else.
Well, like somebody calling you to tell you your dry cleaning was ready, or what?
A friend of mine wants to hang out.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to do stuff. Anyways, it's just been, I slept literally like 2 hours. It was not fun. I was just tossing and turning all night. It's not fun.
You told me the night before you caught up on all episodes of some show or whatever.
Yeah.
Or did I read that wrong?
I don't know. I've been watching all kinds of stuff, like, just watching random TV that I haven't seen in the last year.
Well, anyway, you need to sleep, man.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't
You're going, okay, I didn't think about that. I'll sleep. Hey, so have you've been paying attention to the Berkeley riots, right?
Kind of.
I mean, you know that they have
Yes,
been
they've
violent.
been happening. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, and you know, I'm a fan of Weasel Zippers. Zip's a friend
Yeah.
in the blogging sense. So, Weasel Zippers, you guys got to go there, by the way. Weasel Zippers it's not .com. I'm not sure what it is, but just Google Weasel Zippers. If you've not been there, Zip is an aggregator. He excerpts 1 to, I don't know, 3-4 paragraphs from stories he deems worthy of you reading. But my favorite part is his headlines, because they're extremely snarky. We could never get away with those on IJR. And then his subheads are sometimes even funnier. But so he posts a tweet from not France Fanon, which is insignificant, but this is a protester in Berkeley. He gets arrested, right? So he's thrown in jail. It's 11 o'clock at night, and you guys got to go see this picture. I mean, it's unbelievable. But he says, "This is what they tried to feed us in jail. I saved mine to share it with you all." And it's a picture of a bologna sandwich, and I don't know if it's. I'm looking at a black and white. What the hell is it? I mean, at first it looked like Fritos, but it's some bag of whatever. There's an apple and a styrofoam cup full of water, and he's bitching because they're giving him like a midnight snack.
Yeah. It is what you would expect, huh?
You know, I mean, come on.
I thought I had a menu I could order from or something, you know?
Do what?
He's probably thinking, "Where's the menu? I want to order something."
Yeah, dude, I want carry out. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in here. You know,
I want a
and
pizza.
you know he ate dinner unless he was just
Yeah.
party and hardy. You know, throwing rocks and stuff at the police. But I just, oh man,
Yeah.
You can't make it up.
Nope.
You cannot make it up.
Yeah.
How about the? Did you see the story? I put this up on IJR. This morning. And, you know, and this ties in somewhat on the flip side of the coin to, you know, what the Berkeley protesters and Ferguson protesters and, you know, across the country have been protesting against. And this is, you know, the proverbial, you know, white cop racism towards black people in general. Well, this is, like I said, up on IJR. Let me read you my headline. And I don't know if you saw this story or not necessarily on IJR. But after a grandma is caught stealing eggs, the officer's act of kindness is something everyone should see. Did you see that story anywhere?
I think I may have seen the story. I don't think I saw it. I don't think I saw your post of it. But
No. But you saw. You think you saw the story? All right. So this woman, Helen Johnson is her name. She goes into a Dollar General store. She's got $1.25 or something in her pocket or purse or whatever, and she wants to buy a dozen eggs. Reportedly, her daughter, niece, grandkids gone without food for 2 days.
oh wow.
So she goes into the Dollar General to buy the eggs. She's 50 cents short. So she takes 5 eggs out of a carton, puts them in her pockets. They broke almost immediately, but she was caught. So the store manager immediately calls the police. And when the police officer shows up, his name's William Stacy, she's still there. So he confronts her. And when he learns about what happened, which I just shared with you all, he makes a deal with her. He says, "Promise me you won't shoplift again, and I'll buy the eggs for you." She sends her out to the parking lot. She agrees, wants to give him a hug. And, I mean, you know, you think of that in contrast with all of the stuff, at least it starts with an S, that has, that's gone on around the country since the Ferguson days. And most of it, all of it ill-informed. I mean, we've talked about, you know, the Eric Garner situation, and